Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today I wanted to elucidate how Bandai can make a fortune. How is this possible, you may ask? Well, let me demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. There's unequivocally latent demand for 3 action figures that Bandai's get to produce. It can be part of Bandai's SH Figuarts action figure line. Who do they encompass, you may ask? Well, Bandai can churn out SH Figuarts versions of the illustrious Bardock, of the notorious King Cold, and of the infamous Cooler. These figurines could stand roughly 6 to 7 inches tall. They could possess at least 30 points of articulation. They could have double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. They could come bundled with interchangeable hands and interchangeable faces. They could perform ankle pivots. They could perform ab crunches by having a diaphragm joint. They can have a disc joint relegated within their head. The possibilities are endless. They could be placed into nearly any dynamic pose that the consumer can conceive. These figurines would be sold out instantaneously. There's latent demand for them. Action figure collectors would be eager to possess these figurines. On the second-hand market, the inferior Jack-specific versions of Bardock and of King Cold command a staggering premium price of at least $100 used. So imagine if these figures were released, even if they commanded a whopping premium price of over $100, consumers would still relinquish their finite monetary assets in order to procure them. There haven't been many variants of King Cold, Cooler, or a Bardock. People would love to have a Bardock, King Cold, and Cooler action figure that can coincide eminently well with their 6 to 7 inch prodigious action figure collection. We want a Bardock, a King Cold, and a Cooler that has more points of articulation than the standard action figure. These characters resonate well with pretty much everyone. People have seen the Cooler movies, they've seen King Cold in action, they've also seen Bardock engage Frieza in a bout. As an aggregate, the Thrain desires refined versions of Cooler, King Cold, and Goku's father, Bardock. So if Bandai were to release these figurines as part of their Dragon Ball Z SH Figuarts action figure line, they would earn a fortune. They would generate a fortune. They would significantly amplify their net income. People would yearn to possess these figurines. That's no mistake. I'm 110% right. Am I being presumptuous? No. I know that fans as a totality, I know that the Dragon Ball Z community as a cohort, I know that action figure collectors have this innate desire to obtain SH Figuarts versions of Bardock, Cooler, and King Cold. I would buy them. I would concede to Bandai's exorbitant prices if it means obtaining Bardock and Cool. If it meant obtaining Bardock and Cold and Cooler in action figure form. So we're not satisfied with the wimpy 3.75 inch action figures that are short in stature. We want action figures that are robust, that have high quality aesthetics, have high quality shadings, have high quality textures, have high quality deco, have inconspicuous seam lines, that possess finger joint articulation, that could perform ankle pivots, that possess a diaphragm joint so they could perform an ab crunch, that possess a disc joint in their head. We want action figures that are paradigms of perfection. We want action figures that are intricate. We want action figures that are epic down to the nitty-gritty details. We want action figures that are meritorious. We want action figures that are worthwhile. We want action figures that allow us to become entrenched in a fictitious universe. We want action figures that we relish taking a gander at every day. We don't want action figures with mediocre shadings, mediocre textures, mediocre sculpts. We want action figures that embody high quality. We want action figures that have novelties. We want action figures that come bundled with ample accessories. So this is one approach Bandai can undergo to render themselves a fortune. They unequivocally still possess a license to churn out Dragon Ball Z action figures, so why not capitalize upon that opportunity? Why not avail themselves of that opportunity rather than making another version of Goku or Vegeta that people are not particularly fond of, because they already own a multitude of Vegeta and Goku action figures. Why not make variants of characters that are scarcely churned out? Why not do something disparate? Why not take a risk? This wouldn't really constitute a risk, since people would buy all these figurines in droves. There's definitely demand for these figurines, so that's what I recommend and advocate doing. I know Bandai will never watch this video nor heed my advice, so my words are futile, they're in vain. But I hope that one day some corporation will churn out a 6 to 7 inch version of Bardock, King Cold, and Cooler. Those figurines will be bought in a jiffy, as long as they're stellar and not created half-heartedly. You can't just make an action figure of a popular character and expect it to sell if the action figure is shoddy and embodies insipid mediocrity. We want high quality figurines, and Robo-Nu succumbed to heftier premium prices to obtain them. So that's my advice for Bandai. I know if they churned out Bardock, Cooler, and King Cold SH Figuarts action figures, they would render a fortune onto themselves, but their success is contingent upon their ability to eminently satisfy the demand of the target market, or I should say their success hinges on being able to eminently satisfy the demands put forth by their target market. Hopefully that sounded a bit more efficacious. I'm dehydrated and famished, so I'm going to end the video and intake more calories. I hope that you found this video to be intriguing and insightful. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.